Hey guys, my name is Zack Dewhurst. I am the owner of Deco Experts. I have been using DecoNetwork software for 10 years now, and as a Deco Pro, I help licensees, essentially shops like yours, get the most out of the software. One of my previous clients, or actually ongoing clients, and one of my favorites is Tim Pipp, the owner of Bees Tees. Tim has used DecoNetwork software for over 7 years. He offers everything from screen printing to embroidery, and he is an expert at essentially the industry. I know a lot about printing and embroidery. Tim knows more. So I'm not going to BS my way through talking about is contract printing and embroidery right for your business. I've brought on Tim Pipp to help give you input from his years of experience when it comes to offering contract printing and embroidery services to his clientele. So Tim, introduce yourself and we'll get started.
Yeah, thanks. I'm Tim Pipp. My company's Bees Tea Screen Printing. We're located in New Hampshire. I've got 2 storefront locations, and then we've got a separate production facility a town away from one of my stores. We opened up our second storefront in February of 2020, so about 3 weeks before all the states started shutting down, we had opened up our second store, but things are looking back up, and we've just kind of juked around over the last 10 years, and just expanded our product offerings and what we do as a business.
Thanks, Tim. So again, today's webinar is going to focus around who should offer contract printing embroidery. What shops should be doing it? It's kind of common sense with some of this is in the fact that it comes to our capacity of what we can potentially put out in a given time as far as production goes. So you would not have been offering contract work out of your basement necessarily, correct?
No way.
No way. Not enough amount of space. You as a single person, you can't meet the contract needs by yourself in a manual press, right? You've got to have larger equipment, and you've got to have a little bit larger of a team. And I have to think, and you have a little bit larger of a team compared to a lot of shops. I mean, that's something beautiful about the industry and a lot of the people I work with in DecoNetwork software. I consult with a lot of shops that are mom and pop, 1 or 2 person. I talk with a lot of shops that have 50 to 100 people, larger companies. That's a unique industry where you can be very profitable being small or large, depending on what revenue route you're going. But to be a contract, I mean, you've got to be a little bit larger, and you really got to have that skilled production manager, I have to think, because a lot of your contract work, although the artwork might come to you as print or so ready as you ever could imagine, the expectations are often higher, I would think, especially for some of the retailers where, hey, this is a 10 spot color print. Well, I mean, a line in 10 screens is harder than a line in a 1 color. I mean, let's just be honest. So would you agree that having that experience is really what's coming into play with that skilled production manager? Somebody who can, again, look at a piece of artwork and immediately know, okay, we're going to flash print this. We're going to use this squeegee, this durometer, pass it on to your team member, and they take care of it.
Yeah. Well, starting with the equipment and stuff, I think embroidery 4 or more heads is good. I'd almost go more. I have 8 heads of embroidery, which is not that much. I've got a 6 head and 2 singles. I had 2 singles before I got another 6 head, and no way could I have run contract work on my singles. We didn't have the room. We didn't have the room for the work. Automatic. I think you could probably do it on a manual if you didn't have a whole lot of work. I've actually had employees that left me that were screen printing before they came to my business. They left and they ended up taking on their own contract customers, but they were limited on what they could do. Single, multicolors, that's fine, but they were really the backfill for some other people. So I think you could probably do it on a manual, but you're right. I think a lot has to do with experience, and having a bigger team definitely helps. When we do a big run, we have 2 or 3 people on the press and 2 or 3 people catching shirts. If you're a one-man show and you're doing 1,000 shirts, and it's a lot of work for that one person, and you want to touch these things the least amount. That's our business. That's production. You want to touch them in the least amount that you possibly can for the least amount of time you possibly can. And having a bigger team does help that. The space is a big one. I mean, I said no way in my basement I would have been feeding boxes through the window there, and we have I think it's important to have a loading dock. It's not the only thing that's important, but one, if you have a loading dock, you're not paying the lift gate.
Yeah.
I was talking about the 12 or 1,500 jackets that we did. That was like 6 skids. So I couldn't have taken that job if I didn't have room for it. And that was actually the first thing that the customer asked is, I need to store these there for 3 months. Can we do it? I said, sure, that's fine. That's a huge part of it. It's not, if you have a big garage or you have a big place, that's fine. But when somebody wants to do 10,000 pieces and it becomes, 10 or 11 or 12 skids, you got to have the room for it. The last thing is the relationships and multiple suppliers. I was giving an example of Zack earlier that, we went to go outsource direct to garment because we don't do direct to garment house anymore. I just, doesn't make sense for my company. We convert most of our customers over to other processes, and that actually kind of killed our direct to garment machines. And so we got out of the direct to garment business, but I've outsourced like 5 shirts last year, so not many. And the guy that I go to doesn't have an account with Sanmar. So now I got to go buy the shirt from Sanmar, one shirt, pay the shipping on it, and then have it shipped back to me. I've lost money just by buying that shirt. So what makes it beneficial as a contract printer is telling my customer, oh, you only need 24, don't pay shipping, let me buy it for you. And that'll save them the shipping price of $24 or $20 or whatever they charge. And I can get it quickly, and then I ordered it so I know it's coming in. And so I think having multiple suppliers kind of gives you a little bit of an advantage if something's out of stock, or again, if it's a small run. I want to be able to order from wherever my contract customers are going to order from.
Okay. Yeah, and one thing with the production space, in my experience, if you don't have enough space, you greatly increase your chance of making a mistake. And I know when you're printing in the basement, I mean, before you know it, you've touched the screen with your finger, and you're touching something else, and then you're touching something else. We've all been there, done that.
Even a big piece has that challenge, but yeah, that's a good point. The smaller the space, definitely, it seems like less errors, but we have a nice open floor plan, and it's kind of hard to lose something, and we're not running around different obstacles where in other shops that we've had before we got our building. We were building mazes out of boxes because we didn't have enough space.
All right, we have covered a lot during this webinar. Hopefully it has been helpful. If you have questions about how to use DecoNetwork software, you can email me at decoexperts@deconetwork.com. If you have any questions about outsourcing contract work to Tim Pipp at Bees Tees, email him at tpipp@beestees.com. Thank you for attending the webinar, and can't wait to host another one and hopefully educate you guys more on the industry. Thanks, Tim, for joining. We'll talk to you next time.